Welcome back, guys. My name's Ethan Ashmore, and this is SavePoint. Today, we are going to be talking with our special guest, Elijah Thumb, about Disney, about film and acting, and how all of this relates to our future goals and careers. Elijah, please take it away.
Howdy. My name is Elijah, or Eli, or whatever. Some people call me Squeethum. I think that's kind of funny. I went to the U of A for 2 years, and then 2 years into my college cycle, I discovered the Disney College program, and then I was like, you know what, sure, I'm gonna give it a try. I needed some dramatic change in my life, and that's like one heck of a way to do it. And it was funny that I actually ended up reconnecting with you while there,
exactly.
and I think that's kind of funny. I know I had like this funny bit that I did with you, but yeah. Regardless, it was really nice to see you there. You got to see me in this environment where I felt like I was at my best.
Yeah.
And I was able to kind of prove myself, like I'm actually able to do a career, and I'm actually able to kind of like live in this entertainment industry in some capacity. Because when I went to college for film, like they're very like they're gearing you to be like specialized in like a specific path, and that's okay. But like the way that I was introduced to film is that you can do a lot, and you can do everything at once, and you can like kind of give yourself this balance. And not to say that was like amplified by the like me being there, but I do think it definitely had an impact, like of some kind. But yeah, my name's Elijah. Sorry that was too much, but
no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
No, dude, and just for context, so this was last January. GCU was having our game day live nationals tournament. It's a big thing. I got to compete. It was my second time going, and because he was doing the college program, obviously got to see the guy. So you were talking about how it was like the best of like what you were going through and what you got to experience, and I'm right there with you. Like nationals was for me one of the kind of like All-State back in high school, like for choir, and even the musicals. Like nationals was what I never got to do with band when I was at Flowing Wells. Getting to peak at that, to be a part of that, it's amazing, and we're still doing it this year. We're going back. I obviously can't, for reasons, cannot reveal the songs. I can tell you later if you want to know.
Hey,
but
that's okay.
I
don't need that insider info.
Hey, they're cool. It's gonna be really cool. But anyway, but yeah, no, and so the point of this, the point of this interview and just talking in general, is currently my capstone project, the thing that I need to graduate, that we all eventually have to do, is a project. And for me, that is a documentary on the GCU Pep Band, which I am a part of, which affords me that perspective and that advance. And you were bringing up film in a lot of ways, and kind of like how film programs, they try to teach you everything, but at the end of the day, it's like they're also going to notice what you're good at and what you're bad at and what you got to learn. And I've been doing that as a minor, and I can agree. It's like there are a couple things you learn real quick what you're good at, what you need to work on.
I mean, yeah, you learn your limits pretty quick. Yeah. Being on film sets, being like being a different tool for different people, it kind of feels weird.
It does.
Especially like when you are first like there and you're like not being paid, and it's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna help out make this cool project, and it's like all based off of a specific direction. I remember the director for one of the films I worked on like as a student for the U of A, because their capstone thing for film is you spend the entire year producing a film.
Yeah.
The first semester is you like pre-production and then production, and then after like the cutoff for the semester, it switches over, and then it's post-production.
Yeah.
And then it's like worrying about shipping your film out to like festivals and like getting it seen, and like having all these people kind of gather and like showcase it is really fun. And like seeing like excuse me, seeing the amount of support that like could be like drawn up for some film is like really cool. And like the film that I worked on, I don't think it won any awards. It was still really cool to work
Hmm.
on it. But yeah, I got to go to like the premiere where they showed all of the films at once. It was this really cool event. It's called I Dream in widescreen,
Mm.
and a lot of people show up and a lot of people fund it. And
Yeah.
like there's some really big producers that show up from like Atlanta, people that show up from like LA, New York, London. There's a bunch of people that just show up just to see it. And I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. That like film can kind of gather and bring like these people together in like this kind of way.
No, yeah, and that's sweet. But yeah, so we have a couple different questions that obviously I gave you time to prep on to think about.
Yeah.
But I thought might
It's
as
been
well.
interesting to think about.
Well, yeah.
It's been interesting to think about,
Well,
especially like
yeah,
because currently I'm not working for Disney.
yeah. Well,
I
yeah,
used to, and I'm thinking about going back and working there again, at least right now. It's been in like the front of my mind,
yeah.
and like you asking these questions has definitely like geared me to think about like wanting to go
Well,
back.
and that's great. And well, because like the other part of it is too. It's like for me, I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do after I graduate. There's that big question of like, well, do you just go straight away and you work, and then you hope you try a couple things, options. You hope you get lucky, and and get out there.
Yeah.
But Disney's nice because not only is the like. I first thought that the restriction was you had to be within your bachelor's and that was it. But come to find out that you can do it after you graduate was
Huh.
perfect because it's like cool. You could just go there right afterwards,
Yeah.
which is
Well,
nice.
I think the door that Disney opens is like anybody can walk through it. You
Yeah,
don't have to be anybody.
yeah,
And I think that's interesting. But like at the same time, you become part of this like conglomerate. And when you work for Disney, you have access to a lot of things. And it's like you are literally like driving their economy.
yeah,
So like if you show that you work for Disney, you will get like a lot of like just discounts on everything.
yeah,
And it's really fun. Um, because it's like you're kind of living on like a lower rate. You're being charged for groceries at like a lower rate. You're being given like checks, and if you show that you work for Disney, you get like a 20% discount. It's like it's not a lot, but like it's something. It's
exactly.
not like the biggest perk of all time, but
But it's
it
nice.
definitely is a perk. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think the point that I wanted to make is that the door is always open
yeah,
for Disney. And like you don't have to go to college. Like I went there for 2 years and I was like, you know what? Sure, let's do it. Um, it ended up being a really good decision and did really well.
yeah.
Uh, I got to be, or did you want to ask a question?
No, you can finish your statement and then we can go right into it.
No, I'm not. uh, I was just gonna say like, I was just gonna say like, I was gonna open the PhotoPass box, but I didn't want to like have it be like out of nowhere
Well, I mean, if it's
because
something that you'll later ring back to, and when we ask one of the questions,
no.
then you can do that.
I'll let you ask a question because
Okay, perfect.
I'm being interviewed.
Okay, so number one, why did you choose one to do the Disney College program, but ultimately, just from the very beginning, back in high school, why film? Why was that
Okay.
something you walked into? Yeah,
Um, well, let me think about that. I haven't thought about why I chose film. I think it might have been some of my friends at the time. They definitely like were like, you know, you're a creative person, you should try this. And I'm like, okay. They kind of pushed me to the right direction, and then it ended up being like really perfect because right when I joined film, I was like discovering how to use a camera.
Yeah.
Not like I don't know how to use one, but like I was I was able to see a lot more. I was
Yeah.
gaining my eye. And photographers, they often like they talk about their eyes all the time.
Hmm.
At least the ones that I worked with, they would talk about their eyes, and they would also talk about like what you're able to see and
Yeah.
like how you're able to do something of that scale. And it's kind of funny to think that those two things are linked
Hmm.
because when I worked for Disney, I was a PhotoPass um I was a PhotoPass person, cast member.
Yeah.
That's better. I was a PhotoPass cast member. There you go. That's the soundbite.
Hmm.
I was PhotoPass, and it teaches you a lot.
Yeah.
Um, Most importantly, I think why I chose the program. Um, I was definitely in a weird spot in my life, and I didn't think that continuing to go to college was like the right move for me. And I
Hmm.
convinced myself that like I needed something. I needed something to stimulate me because I was going crazy.
Yeah.
And then like around like February, I skipped class. I'm
Hmm.
like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Let's apply to this.
Hmm.
And then I spend the entire day in the food court and I just apply. I just send it. And then days later I get an email back. I didn't read it. I didn't know I got it. I didn't check my email and see it. And then spring break rolls around and I get a phone call and they're like, "Hey big guy, check your email. We need a follow-up interview." And it's been waiting for 2 weeks and I'm like, what? No way. That's crazy. So I call them and it's like the quickest I've ever been set up for a follow-up interview ever. And I was like, whoa. It felt like not like it was a sign, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? But like it was something. It was just like, whoa. And then like the interview went really well and the interviewee or interviewer was really good. And I forget her name. I wish I did remember it, but no, it was wild. How I ended up hearing about it was through a class that I took at the U of A for film, funny enough,
Hmm.
because they would run these extra credit things. They're like, hey, Disney's at the door. You want to talk
Hmm.
to them? And we're like, sure. And then, like, there was a couple program recruiters. I tried to dress really nice because I wanted to make an impression.
Yeah.
Um, and then I show up there. They were like, you know, you'd be a good fit. I'll write your name down on a list. And then they did. And when I called them, got the position, they were like, all right, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I'd rather, honestly, it'd be interesting to be PhotoPass. That was my first choice.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get their first choice when they select a program, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But I was fortunate enough to be selected for PhotoPass. And there's only like out of the thousands of employees that Disney hires, there's only like give or take like maybe like 400, 500 PhotoPass people
Hmm.
across that can spread out from every park,
Yeah.
and it's wild. It's such a small number, but that like that career path is definitely like something I'm glad I chose because
Yeah.
it helped me open up for sure.
Yeah. And then so following up to that is our second question. What does a typical day in this career, so film, photography, well, all the stuff you know how to do, what
Okay.
does it look like for you?
Um. Well, specifically, I'm gonna start with PhotoPass because that's all I've really done.
Yeah.
Um. Basically, we show up on a bus. The college program is this area where you live. It's called Flamingo Crossings. It's
Yeah.
pretty neat. But it's a dorm, and they usually have roommates. It's pretty neat, but they do charge you a lot, and you get weekly, and you can Sorry, hold on. I lost my thought. Um, okay. So the college program, it gives you this facility.
Yeah.
It's called Flamingo Crossings. You get charged like 200 a week to live there. It's kind of cool. But the only reason they charge weekly is because you get paid weekly by Disney. They're a direct affiliate.
Yeah.
But as PhotoPass specifically, I would show up, grab a camera, and then head out of the field. And never have you been hit with such a high dose of humanity ever. Like, oh my God. You were running into all sorts of characters. And like everyone at such a different like state, like emotionally. And some people aren't ready to go there.
Yeah.
And like you can tell. So what I would try to do whenever they would show up, I would reflect back their energy to them. I'd be a mirror because that's what you do ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
regardless. The ultimate idea of taking a photo at like an iconic place like that is that you will remember it and that that photo will be somewhere down the road in the future. And like I remember there was big discourse around a lot of my coworkers to be like, where do you think your photos have ended up? Because you are taking like thousands a day.
Yeah.
You are running into thousands of people a day. And like it's such a high volume and you have to be like this social battery constantly charged. You got to be there. You got to be
Yeah.
ready. You're on stage. They call it a stage for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. I turn that stage into a performance. I would give someone something different every time. And I tried to make it like a unique experience, but I also tried to make it a quality experience because the ultimate goal is for them to get this really cool photo. And sometimes those photos are really bad.
Yeah.
And that's just like the fact. Sometimes you just got to phone it in, get them the basics. But Disney had this really cool thing. They have this magical thing in the back end. It's called like a magic shot. And if you like do a specific pose and I would have to be in charge, I'd have this little phone. I would tap it and I would like give it the signal to like tag it as a magic shot and then the real magic shows up later. People are like people would always go up to me and be like, "Why aren't my magic shots happening?" It's like, well, someone logically needs to put that in there. I take the photo and I tag it, but then someone needs to look at my photo and then like, quality check, make sure it's able to have magic. Simultaneously, they need to add it and then they need to push it. And when you were there, you have access to so much of the photos. Like I had access to ride photos
Mm-hmm.
and I had to like locate. Sometimes that's a job. That was like one of the most fun parts. One of the most fun parts of the job was being able to locate the photos.
Yeah.
And like people go up to you for help, and you're like, "All right, what do you need? Where were you when?" And you're acting like it's like you're a detective. It's really funny,
Yeah.
and you help them out, and it's neat. I think the average day of a PhotoPass person is very full of good karma,
Yeah.
for sure. And I would always feel recharged by like an emotional reaction from a guest. Like anytime someone would try and get deep with me, that's when it would like hurt.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you can feel the passion that they like give you charged in the photos of them. And like that's kind of what the photos become. Not that it's like too much,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like that might be a little bit of a stretch, but that's how I took it. And
Yeah.
like I was definitely emotionally charged by like working there and just being like flowed like like I would stand at the front of Hollywood studios like almost every day
Yeah.
and like there's a fireworks show at the end of every day no matter what.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what day it is. they're throwing a show and it's constant. And like that facade, that gets to people.
Yeah.
That shatters people. People go there and they work there for so long, and it's like people have different drives, have different motives. From the drives and motives that I've gathered, it's like either I'm feeding my inner child or I'm escaping something. And a
Mm.
lot of people go there to escape, and like they live there and they like have this life so that they can escape. And like working for Disney, the biggest perk that they give you is you have free access to the parks. You have discounted access to the parks to give to your friends and your family. And like people encourage like Disney employees to invite their families
Mm-hmm.
because like they have these discounts on all these things. Like some resorts, I remember when I took my mom to visit me, the resort was like 50% out, just like flat, just whoosh. And like that saved me a lot of money,
Yeah.
but it also saved a lot of trouble. And I was able to actually like enjoy going there. Because going there by yourself is not fun. And that's why I appreciated when you were there,
Mm.
especially when you were there. Because like I remember telling Genevieve later, like that vibe of like that band, like that whole like sphere. I don't know what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but like I was very nostalgic because the only times I've been to Disneyland were like for a theater or a band trip.
Exactly.
And like that whole atmosphere, that chaotic energy, the
Mm-hmm.
amount of jokes and stuff that you throw, and like it's a neat group. I wasn't like a direct part of it, but like it was neat to see, and it echoed something of my past.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it felt very very fun.
Yeah. It often reminds you of like something that you wish you could go back to, but no, you can't. But it's still a
Yeah,
blessing in a sense that you can still re-experience those emotions, those feelings, knowing it, like whilst also moving on and celebrating, that times are changing and that new opportunities are coming your way. And I guess
yeah.
that bridges into my next question, which is, what do you wish you had known before Disney, or before, honestly, just any of the various projects that you've had to work on these last couple of years?
Um. Well, I think this is a question I thought about a lot
Mm-hmm.
because like the perception of going back in time and like knowing certain things and then like giving myself past advice kind of like I was kind of like that's a point where I struggle,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess make sure he's ready for a lot because there are a lot of moments and like there's a lot of grief and a lot of like challenges that will be thrown at me, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like making sure that I was ready for it
Mm-hmm.
because when I was there, my first training day, like I show up into Florida, 2 week period where I'm like settling in.
Yeah.
That's what they give you. They give you like a period of time where like, you know what, all right, chill. Enjoy the parks. Here's some free tickets. Um, and then they're like, okay, it's time to work. Then my first training day is going well. I'm learning how to use a camera. It's great. I'm meeting all these people. I'm learning how to do magic shots. And then after my training, I get a phone call and it's my brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, this can this is either going to be really funny or it's going to be like, something crazy. And unfortunately, he broke the news to me that my uncle had passed away
Mm. Yeah.
while I was away from my family, away from everything, and it put a new perspective on like what I'm doing
Yeah.
out there. And it's like not that it was a direct like consequence. I didn't kill him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like it just felt so like I think his soul kind of charged me.
Hmm.
Like I was really able to like after like experiencing like that kind of grief, I knew what I needed to become.
Yeah.
And like I needed to be someone who could be there for another person.
Yeah.
And that is very conveniently what a PhotoPass person could be.
Yeah.
Because they're in the street and they're able to be that. Not that I was that, but like I was very popular because I did that.
Hmm.
I started gaining this reputation. I had 424 guest recognitions. And I think a lot of people thought like I would ask people to like give them to me. No, I would just be a human. I'd be a mirror, like I said earlier.
Hmm.
I would be there for someone who needed me. My favorite story of like doing this is there was this family of three. They approached me, and they're all wearing like Muppets Courtyard merch. They're all wearing it because they're celebrating it's going away, and unfortunately, you know, it's going to be replaced by the Monsters Inc. land at Hollywood Studios. But you know, they're celebrating, they're grieving, they're all a little sad. You know, you can tell they got Muppets merch on. I love the Muppets, so I give them a lot of magic shots, having fun with them. I have a line.
Hmm.
Now, when I have no line, that's a time for me to do something cool for the people. And, like, there's pretty cool people, so I'm like, you know what? Let's walk to Muppets Courtyard right now.
Yeah.
And I took them there, and I had this whole photo shoot with them. It was really fun, and they were all wearing the Muppet merch. There was no photographer in Muppet Courtyard, so I was the only one there, and I got to like slow down, talk about like their favorite Muppets. I got to like not like I was a part of their family, but I definitely helped like connect them. It was cool.
Hmm.
And I cemented their love for Muppets with photos of them at the courtyard, and that felt really good. And then I forget about it. I forget the interaction for months. Then
Yeah.
like a month goes by, and there's this post made by that lady, and she writes about me,
Mm.
and I'm like, wow, I had no idea I meant this much, or at least I didn't know that they're as grateful as they would be for like me being there to literally reflect and emulate the purpose of their trip, which was to say goodbye to Muppet's Courtyard.
Yeah.
And they gave me like a beautiful compliment. It was like fine, you know, it was just another number to that 424,
Yeah.
but like it was still able to be like highlighted
Would you?
and like, huh?
Oh no, no, sorry. Continue your.
Okay. Um, most people in like their career at Disney, like this is like how I found out about this is because I would tell people I got like 400. They're like, no way, because most people get like 20 in their career,
Yeah.
and I thought that was crazy, and I thought like it makes sense that PhotoPass gets more because they're out in the street and they're way more social,
Yeah.
and like they have to be.
Hmm.
Like a lot of photos, like there was like photo competitions, like there was like a lot of encouragement to take good photos, and like the way that like my spirit
Hmm.
found like the only way to take good photos is to have a good time,
Yeah.
and like
Well, and
I
you
was
could
a
say
part
that
of it.
you could say that about a lot of things too. It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
remember I've known you a long time. Back during like the theater days, it's like you couldn't play any of those roles if you didn't care. You know,
Yeah, you need passion,
you need
you need a
yeah,
drive,
yeah, exactly. Otherwise, I
and
mean,
like
yeah.
I think ultimately to circle back out to your answer for your
Hmm.
question, I was attuned by grief. I was attuned by all of the things in my life that like were challenging, and that gave my job a new emotional purpose.
Yeah.
So like when I go out into the street and I'm able to do some stuff like this, it's very like, it resonated with me so deeply. And like to think like I will never see those people ever again
Yeah.
is wild. I have touched so many people's lives, but they won't, like, I won't see them ever.
The chances that you will never see their
Like
faces again. Yeah.
there are regulars that I would see and they would recognize me, but they were usually other cast members.
Yeah.
Disney drives in so many people every year. And like they are literally this entertainment Goliath. And to think that you are an arm of it
Mm-hmm.
in a small way is kind of neat. Not that you have this big impact, and like it does give you access to all of these like new internships and like these positions, especially in film.
Yeah.
There's production there every day. There's set and stage production every day. I remember I got to shadow a couple of people because I was curious as to how it worked. I really wanted to know how the projection show for Hollywood Studios worked. I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to know because I would see every day. I would
Mm-hmm.
see how it works, but I wanted to know what it looked like from their perspective. So I like asked one of my leaders. I'm like, "Hey, can I can I see what's going on?" And they're like, "Sure." And then like I got to clock out early, check it out,
Yeah.
and it was really fun. And then I got to see the show at the end of the day, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Even though I see the show every day that I work there,
But you got to see a new
but I
perspective that
yeah.
most people, unless they go looking at like YouTube or from other like workers, they don't get.
Well,
They
no,
don't ever get to see that.
it's literally like a backstage like Disney like secret.
Yeah.
Like it's cool,
Yeah.
and it's like interesting to see like how much effort goes into making the show like go on. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are thousands of custodians, and they pick up every piece of trash ever because they have this image that they need to maintain. But
No,
people are
exactly.
messy.
Yeah.
People are messy. They leave garbage everywhere, and
Yeah,
it's
work in fast food, and you'll find out every horrible, disgusting thing a human can
oh yeah,
leave behind.
oh yeah.
I guess perfectly though that you did essentially you answered my third question and my fourth, which was what was the best and most challenging, which I could
Oh,
which is interesting because I guess you could say the best was the experiences with the different people that you got to meet and all
I
of
think
that.
okay. Well, best. Wait, ask your question. I'll give it a more
So
proper
so
answer.
here, what is the best and most challenging aspects of this job?
Hmm. I think it's a different challenge for different people
Yeah.
because anybody could do it. The requirements for being a PhotoPass like cast member are nothing. People are learning how to pick up a camera for the first time when they work there. Some people have experience, some people don't. And that gives people a lot of ways to cut the cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's lots of opportunities to do the job differently. The way I did it was very different from a lot of people. And that's because I was like this goofy kid and all I
Mm.
did was like pretend to be like this entertainer. I was showing. I was on the stage with bright lights, like I really got into it.
Yeah.
And I think a big piece of me is missing who I became out there. So a big challenge that I faced while I was there, I underestimated what living off of a bus will do to you.
Mm.
And I didn't bring my car. I should have. I didn't in hindsight. But like living in Central Florida, getting groceries bust, like it's not fun.
No, I bet not.
It's not fun. And like working there, like it becomes like a cycle and everyone becomes so numbed by it. and it's so like it's very tough.
Yeah.
The bus life, and that's like all. I mean, I'm glad that Disney provides the buses. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, we had to run
Like
them for nationals. That was our transportation
yeah,
to
but like
everywhere. Yeah.
there's like cast member only buses
Yeah.
that would take me home, and I thought, I mean, it is convenient. I don't have to park. I don't have to pay for a lot of stuff, but I had a lot less freedom.
Yeah.
So you do get stuck in the Disney bubble for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Like you will get like people burn out really quick.
I bet. Yeah.
And I've seen it. I've seen people snap. Seen people lose it. And like that's like the challenge that every different day throws at you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's too much for certain people. I never like fully snapped. There were times where I was like upset, sure, but like I would never let it get to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because the overall like grand purpose of why people are here is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
People celebrate everything. People celebrate death. People celebrate lives of other people.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking beautiful. Sorry to cuss, but like
You're good.
oh my god. Like there was some people that would show up with portraits of like their family members. And given my experience, I was there, that resonated with me very much.
Yeah.
And like I had to be emotionally available for them. But I also like was me getting emotional as well.
Yeah.
And like how I see them. That is literally what my camera does. Like it's literally what my camera does.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was this lady, she brought a portrait of her brother. And I took a photo of her like looking down and laughing at it. And like straight up, that was like photo of the week for like I think I got photo of the week for that photo. That's all you need to know. And like, it was so beautiful. Like I've never taken like better photos. And like the Hollywood Towers like perfectly in the background too.
Yeah.
There's no one else in the street like in the background. Like it looked great. And like it was such an honor to think like I fucking honored this person.
Yeah.
And then I show her the photos and she starts getting like she starts crying and I'm like, "Oh my god." And then I have to hold it together and I go and like she asks for a hug. Of course I got to give one cuz like it's a beautiful human experience.
Yeah.
Going to be at this place. But you can also tell a lot about a family based on how they get ready for a photo.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been witness to abuse and I've been witness to like families that like are very strict
Yeah.
and like they're very like smile now, like it's very fake.
Yeah.
It's a facade that they put on themselves before they even enter the park.
Yeah.
Which I think is ironic in a small way. But
well, and like so here's something interesting. So being a communications major, the biggest thing is we learn about people. Like
yeah.
Sure, I got the broadcasting emphasis, I got the film stuff, like you learn about all that. But the deep thing, the biggest thing that I got to learn here was about people, how to talk, how to get into conflicts and stop treating the person as the problem, but the situation. And something like Disney is definitely one of those jobs, it seems, that you are going to see almost every type of person that exists. Especially with families, you're going to witness some of those contexts like you just can't experience right now because you're not there yet. Like seeing the fake smiles on family members.
No, that's why it's like it's a high dose of humanity.
Yeah.
Because like you're thrown with everything under the sun. You're getting thrown with every emotion, every single like thought. Like I've heard some of the most insane sentences uttered by people by just standing. Because I'm trained to stand in the street and listen to
Yeah.
the crowd and be like, I feel like that, like I'm listening out for like a, excuse me, you know, like I'm listening for something,
Yeah.
something to get my attention, because that's how a line starts. Someone who's like, hey, screw it, let's take a photo. Hey, look at me, man. I'm at Disney World. I'm gonna take a picture.
Yeah.
You know, and you run into all walks of life. But that's what Florida's full of, all walks of life. So
Mm-hmm.
like even when you're not on stage, like working, you'll see a lot of people.
Yeah. Would you? So I guess for my fifth question, it's phrased, "How would your own communications background benefit you in this career?" The way I see that really for you would be more of like, think back to high school, think back to some of the college classes you took before Disney.
Mm.
How did those classes, those experiences like theater and all of that, and even just film back in high school with Nistus, how did
Mm.
that prepare you? How does it like? What are the benefits that came from that before jumping into this?
I think being definitely gave me an eye for like taking good photos, and I was really good really early
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But I do think that me being like an actor definitely helped, and like me being able to, I guess, be myself
Mm-hmm.
in another way,
Yeah.
because I would still be me, but I'd still be goofy. Like I'd be like this weird personality, and a lot of my coworkers would talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, you're a different person when a guest is near you.
You just
And
put
I'm
the
like,
mask on, yeah.
well, I didn't view it like that. I just kind of flipped on the mode. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
party time. And I have a photo of me. I worked on the streets of Hollywood on New Year's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and Disney commissioned like this DJ, like throw like a party in the center of the, like, there's like a big courtyard
Yeah.
right outside the Chinese theater that turned into like a big dance floor, and it was really cool. And I got to take photos of like this rave in the background, and like there was all a bunch of colors and lights, and like it was in preparation for like their New Year's fireworks, which is like
Yeah.
it's a special show. Not that it's like not that it's dramatically different
No. Yeah.
from you know the regular shows, but they
They did
do they
something.
do kick it
Yeah.
up.
They
They do
did
kick it
something
up for New
similar
Year's.
during nationals. At the very end, they invited all the teams that participated, win or lose, to go to
Yeah,
Hollywood Studios and to just party and ride a
yeah,
couple extra rides. Like that was
and
a lot.
that's where I saw you.
Uh huh.
That's where I saw you.
Yeah. So that
Um,
yeah.
but no, it was wild. And like the way that they decorate the stuff for different holidays, it's awesome. I love this Hollywood during Christmas because they have all these stars, all the like, lights and stuff. But to get back to your question, I think film definitely had an impact for sure. It had a very literal impact because like I wouldn't have heard of the program if I didn't take this class.
Literally.
So like there's a direct connection there, but like beyond, if you want to go back to like high school, um, I think being able to portray a bunch of different characters definitely, like, it helped me get a catalog of people that I could portray.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I used to do this all the time. I was like, okay, it's gonna be very eerie mirror
Yeah.
in how my life was then, and versus how like I took it into the world of the career I had at Disney. But I used to take the public bus to high school, and like for like 2 or 3 years before I had a car, um, and I would write on my phone interesting characters. People I'd see on the bus, like I was sitting in the back, and just be like, I wonder what their life is like.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there are some people that go on the bus that are very interesting, and you're like, I wonder what their life looks like.
Yeah.
So you try and imagine it. And I remember I'd write it down, and like there's a lot of mystery people, and I'd be like, I'd fill their life full of adventure. Like there was this dude who was fully bald. He had like aviators. He looked like Hudson from Black Ops 1. And he had this briefcase, and he would just sit there. And I was like, I wonder what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he sitting up so straight? Why is he riding the bus? I thought about it. I'm like, he's probably like a father to a couple kids. You're trying to imagine life.
Exactly.
It's hard to imagine life when you're not like seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you go to Disney World, you see life, and you only see like the positive aspects of life. It's very like, not like it's a brainwashed like perspective
No,
of
but
life,
it's
but like
completely different, yeah, from what you've been
people are
doing.
looking forward to be where you are standing.
Yeah.
People pay thousands of dollars to walk where you stand. And like is why they they're either very high dressed, or they're very like excited, or they're very sad, or like it's just like the world of emotions. And I think having that mindset as a kid, being like, I wonder what guy's life is like,
Mm-hmm.
and like opening, like at least in my head, with that question, every guest that approaches me, is why I'm able to be a mirror. It's why I'm able to reflect their life back at them. And sometimes it's like, if they're vile, I don't know if I need to be vile back.
Yeah.
I don't really have a spine like that. Like I couldn't be like, hey, this is Disney property. You can't smoke here. Like I wouldn't do that. I would try. There were a couple times where I was like, hey, man, you're smoking a cigar. Go to the smoking area. What are you doing? It's 2025. We can't be smoking out here.
Yeah.
Um, but like, just definitely prepare. I think my past definitely prepared me for the scenarios that I faced.
Yeah.
And like, if you want to talk about it, like in a film aspect, I think being part of a team is
Mm-hmm.
definitely one too, because there were some situations with other like cast members that like became friends of mine,
Yeah.
like that. Like I would defend them, and like if they felt wronged, I would step up for them. And like I'm I can only really think of like a couple. I don't really know if I want to disclose them, because it's
You
kind of
don't
like,
have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there was some drama between some guests and some
Mm-hmm.
cast members. There have been a couple fights that I needed to kind of like quarrel, kind of step in.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like I was definitely very prepared for humanity,
Yeah.
given like given like I'm able to portray a variety of characters. And I think a background in theater and a background in communications is definitely going to be like, it's going to help you no matter what role you fill
Mm-hmm.
at Disney. If you did go there, like you don't have to be a photopath specifically. You could be like someone that performs on the stage. You could be someone in the parades. You could be someone
Mm-hmm.
frying the chicken
Well, I mean,
tenders and stuff. Like I
well,
don't know.
hilariously, there's a chance that I could even what I'm doing with band right now. They have that
Yeah,
at both parks, technically. I,
I know.
I,
They
I,
have
ta-
bands that
yeah,
play. They have
I could,
shows
yeah.
that go all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be an interesting career path for you, specifically, but
Yeah.
um, mostly because I think it's ironic. I looked through my old like photo gallery, and it was you, me, Ryan, Josiah, there's a couple other people. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what the group was,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a band performing like in Tomorrowland. And like
Yeah.
all of us were like standing around looking up, seeing them perform.
Mm-hmm.
And like I recorded I think the guy on the flute, and I hear your laugh in the video. And I'm like, God damn it. God damn it, Ethan. But no, I think plus my background in like going to Disneyland, it definitely helped. And I
Yeah.
think the way that you can see your life is like it is eerily reflected back to you
Yeah.
in that environment specifically.
Sweet.
So that's I know I just talked for like 10 minutes on this one question, but
No, you're good. You're good. Um,
sure.
but yeah. So to close it off, we have one more question, and it's what impacts could Christianity have on someone in this profession? And you can answer this as honestly as like you want to, based on your experiences with that. But
Okay. Um, I thought about how to answer this question
mm-hmm.
because my relationship with God is it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, especially like the certain timings that have occurred in my life,
Yeah.
like growing up. Like I've always had like this. I like. I don't want to say like rebel
Mm-hmm.
vibe of like like I don't know how to answer this question like properly. I'm gonna be so real
No, you're good.
because God is still mysterious to me,
Mm-hmm.
and He's only showed Himself to me a couple times, and like there have been certain sentiments that have been like echoed through certain people that have like been introduced in my life
Yeah.
that I feel like are a direct message like
Mm-hmm.
from Him, and like it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think if you did like if you were super religious,
Mm-hmm.
I I was raised semi like I would go to church somewhat,
Yeah.
go all the time, but like it definitely like anytime I'd go to church, it would like recharge my soul
Mm-hmm.
like in some way. I'd feel it.
Yeah.
You'd feel that like vibe. I don't know if it's like me being like me loving the organ that would play in the church or something like I'd feel like I'd feel better
Yeah.
in some small way, and I think that's ultimately like why people go to church is like that is what they do, that is what they're comfortable with, that is how they become whole again, that's
Mm-hmm.
how they become complete. And
Yeah.
like if that's how they feel and that's their relationship with Jesus, or if that's their relationship with God, then that is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like I don't claim like I don't like believe in it,
Mm-hmm.
because like I've seen people do it. I've
Yeah.
seen people like love and preach like very openly and loudly.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think given like the political atmosphere that is Florida, like I was there for the election season,
Oh yeah.
and like
That was the time.
there were people that like would show up and they would like be very loud and they would like protest, and they would also like openly like support like a lot of things, but they would also like invoke the word of Jesus alongside it. And I've not been a fan of people weaponizing their like righteous authority.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a fan of that. And unfortunately, like that has kind of stained like what people believe like
Yeah.
it's put a dark side of why I'm not too particularly like a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And not that that sentiment is like super widely accepted, but that's just like my perspective.
No. Yeah.
And it's a little upsetting because like I remember think I like it's wild to think that like that person can be driven from the same figure
Mm-hmm.
as me,
Yeah.
and like different interpretations of people literally can change history,
Mm-hmm.
and like it can change the driving force for like certain like conflicts and
Mm-hmm.
like things around the world like aren't like not that I'm pinning Christianity on any of this.
No. Well.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I just think it's wild that it's thrown into this bag with it
Yeah.
because of like the negative connotations that are
Oh yeah.
associated with like people that are driven and that do protest and like
Mm-hmm.
do preach out. And like some people that are super vocal, I can understand that like they are trying to assist
Mm-hmm.
because they believe that they've seen something that you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you need to like wake up.
Yeah.
You need to wake up. You need to know. You need to know the truth, son. There was lots of people like that.
Yeah.
And I think not like I think specifically if you're going into working
Mm-hmm.
like into that environment, I do believe that if you were a Christian, it would help
Mm-hmm.
because it's a lot of good karma, a lot of good vibes, a lot of good like things. You will be very positively reinforced by your beliefs
Yeah.
over there, for sure. Regardless of your faith, like if you are a Christian, if you are a Jew, if you are like whatever,
Yeah.
like it's whatever you want to make it, and I think a lot of people respect it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have a lot of respect for a lot of people, and like there are certain like I had a lot of transgender coworkers,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really cool, and I loved them.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that they're like simultaneously being like squandered and oppressed while still being able to bring this joy into the
Yeah.
world is absolutely fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I love it. Like I oh. So like regardless of your faith, I do believe like if you did go there,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be reinforced and you'd be supported. And like sometimes it's hard to see the amount of support that you could have
Mm-hmm.
in your life. And because I was challenged by grief, my relationship with God did change.
Yeah.
And like I was asking like so many questions and I was like, why? You know? And then like I wouldn't ask for a sign or anything, but like just getting hit with all this humanity, it throws the Christianity wrench right at your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes guests would ask if you're religious, and I'm like, I mean, kind of. I wouldn't I wouldn't fully label myself like that. I do believe there's something out there. Who or what it could be is beyond me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've ultimately like anytime I think about like God or Jesus, like in that context, like I do think I'm very grateful to have experienced being there for an entire year,
Mm-hmm.
for a May to May period. Like it's oh my god. So like I don't know if that's enough for
No, that works.
like an
That's
answer.
it's your personal experience with it. That question's always hard because considering that this is a Christian university,
Yeah, I know.
anytime we
I get
branch out, I know. Anytime you branch out like for assignments like this, it's like that's usually the question that is either going to have a really good answer or not that the answer is bad, but that it's not going to be exactly what the university might be expecting. But that's why I told you say it as honestly as you want because the point is we get the truth from your perspective. It's your interview.
and what do you take away from that question?
Well, I take away that considering that I do call myself a Christian, that I do believe in Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where the closer you get in the Word of God, the more you learn, the more you start to understand that this world is damaged, that everything is supposed to it's this way for a reason. But that is not to discourage us from moving forward. If
Oh
anything,
no.
it's supposed to build that fire inside that gets you to keep going. So like yes, you are correct. You are going to see many different types of Christians or religious people in general. You're going to
Oh, I
see the
know.
ones showing the end is nigh signs. You're going to see the ones who are very political. And they are going to piss people off whether you believe their beliefs to be true or not, or contested, whatever. It's like you're going to see all kinds of that. My takeaway is that there is a huge distinction between somebody that calls himself a Christian and somebody that truly follows Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You can call yourself a Christian all you want, go to church and do all this, but if you do not live, and we learned this today in church, hilariously enough, if you don't live in the works of what Jesus was here, what he did, what he represented, how he lived his life, and ultimately why he died, if you don't do that, it doesn't matter if you say I believe in Jesus and I go to church and I'm a Christian. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're gonna have to. You will be before God, and it's either you will receive his justice because he is a just God, or you will receive his mercy because he's a merciful God. And there's that, and there's this thing that I'll tell you this. This is a little personal thing about me. The biggest reason why I'm a Christian, why I even investigated into this before I got to GCU, because that was the reason I went. It was between U of A and GCU. And the only reason I didn't go to U of A and I gave up on going to school with like you and other friends of mine was because I was sitting that summer going, I don't know who I am. I did a lot of really cool stuff in high school. But leaving high school, I felt empty. As if I was missing something. Yeah. And so I prayed about it. Even though, like you, I would call myself a Christian. I would go to church, during the Christmas services, do all that. But I didn't know who Jesus was. Not really. I prayed about it. I investigated GCU. I learned about some churches up here that I could investigate. I could see. And it still took a while to really find the one I go to. But what I discovered was there's a question you have to ask yourself about the end of everything, which is, if I'm right, and there is a God, and I chose him, I believed in him, I put my faith in him, and I am saved, then I'm saved. But if I decide that there is nothing after life, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and that there is something that... Here, let me reword it. If I'm right, and there is a God, then cool. I would rather be with him than be separate from him. But if I'm wrong and there's nothing, well, it's not like I'll never know. I'll be gone. And that scared me, because I would rather choose the right side, choose Jesus, and at least live life trying to be the better version of myself, even though we believe we never will reach that. There is no perfect. Then do whatever I want and then fade into nothingness, like it doesn't matter anyway. And so coming here and getting to experience that, getting to grow and learn about Jesus, it's been nice, and it's afforded me some perspectives that I didn't have before. I while things are difficult with certain old friends of mine, and I don't always talk to everybody, or life gets in the way. It just does. But I still pray for a lot of my old friends. Like I've prayed for you. I've prayed for Harley. I prayed for Josiah. That you guys at least, not that, of course, yes, that you'd come to Christ, but mostly too that you guys just have good lives. That you're able to achieve your dreams, do whatever you seek out to do. It's not easy. It is.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Living out there definitely affected me.
Yeah.
And there are churches that are around the college program, and there are services where you can go. Christianity is not too far from Kissimmee, Florida, near Orlando. It's there.
Yeah,
for sure. It's everywhere. And I think the way that I've viewed it is it's the same flag. It's the same flag, but what color is it? What color is your Christianity?
Yeah.
What shapes and patterns are on it? It's different for different people.
Well, and there's a there's a huge deep history there. It's been split for hundreds of years, different opinions about certain beliefs. And at the end of the day, I my personal belief is it doesn't matter. It comes down to the one question: do you put your faith in the Christ who died for your sins, or are you going to care about all the nitty gritty laws and and trying to build this character that you technically will never be able to achieve.
Well,
I'm saying in that perfect godly sense. That's that high that you can try your whole life, but you technically will never reach that perfect
why do you think that?
Sin. I think we're naturally just pulled to. When I say this, it's like do wrong things. It's like, well, we don't always have the same perspectives on what you would consider a good and a bad thing. That's what.
Right.
That's
going to be
that's a
different judge.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's also that's another reason why we use the Bible, why we use God as that judge. He's the one that decides. Because at least if you live off of that set of what's good and wrong, you can understand, like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? What do I do, and what do I stay away from? And honestly, a lot of our morals are based off of that, if you look at history.
Yeah. I think the way that I view it is, if you do follow, it probably does help you become your best self.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely probably, like, opens up to your morals and your, like, morality.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't really think I subscribe to the idea that, like, you could not become that.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody did. Yeah. And now we're still talking about them.
Yeah.
People are able to be remembered.
No, of course.
For history. And, like, it's not like that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you say, like, you can't, or, like, I'm not able to, like, do this, or, like, it's not like I don't resonate, like,
mm-hmm.
I don't resonate the same like that. I think you can become
mm-hmm.
your perfect self, and, like, it depends who you surround yourself with, and, like, how are you going to get there?
Yeah.
Like,
I do think that is a big factor. Who you surround yourself with, what you surround yourself with. Those things do contribute to if you're going to be at least happier.
You reminded me of something. There's this dude in there's this media talk show personality. His name's Jim Rome. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he was, like, a pioneer of, like, media, radio, talk show, like, this thing. And, like, he had a really cool mantra. I'm trying to remember what it was. But I don't know. You can cut this up.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's just like, who you want to be, how you want to get there. There's a third question. I don't remember what it is. I'm trying to Google it right now.
Yeah.
Under the desk.
I do definitely believe that you can, at least according to your works, you can achieve a really good version of yourself. You could.
Oh yeah.
And
but, like, I think limiting yourself to a lot of avenues in life that could potentially be, like, garnished as a sin. I think that's very limiting.
Well,
I think if you opened up to, like, all sorts, and I feel like a lot of people will use sin as a shield, and they'll use it as, like, a purpose to fear God. And, like, that kind of fear mongering, like, you can't do this, it's a sin, that is very, like, I don't support that.
I see it more
I do agree that there are certain moral, like, things, like, if you kill another being, like, that's crazy.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There are certain things on it just depends where your line is. And, like, that's kind of just how you are just.
The way I've seen it is for certain sins, like, for instance, sex before marriage. That's considered a sin. But the reason is more of timing. It's the timing. that is supposed to be something that even Christians obviously are going to say is a really good thing. It was meant for us. God just sees it more as there's a time and a place for it. And sure, you could do it early. You could do it as much as you want, but you might breed bad things from it not being guarded in the protection of marriage. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that the marriage could also be messed up, and that could lead to other things. So it's more of an understanding of why does God forbade it, and it's not like it's forbidden. I mean, obviously murder is not something that we can agree on. You obviously don't murder, but for certain sins like sex before marriage, it's more of a why is it a sin, understanding God's timing, and then, I mean, we're gonna at the end of the day, I'm not saying like sins as in like, oh, like I'm going to sin. It's inevitable. We're going to break these rules.
I know.
But that's why Jesus was such a great gift, and that's why again I call myself a follower of Christ. He lets you know it's okay. Yeah, because he forgave us, which is perfect. You know. But yeah.
But if you wanted to do the program, I think if background in Christianity could help, because it helped me, and I didn't really have a big background in it. So I think when I looked for answers to questions I could not foresee the answer to, I think that was definitely an avenue that I did take. I did pray a couple times. And I think looking back on my prayers, they were kind of answered in a straight. It's like you ask for something and then you see how the answer is given to you. That's what I've always found fascinating. And then like once you do that, it's just like on to the next. And it's like that kind of drive, if someone could be as driven, I could easily see how they can warp like this. They can be a Christian in this like simulacrum that they make in their own head. You know what I mean? And then like they can twist the words of God into this crazy like manifestation, and then they can like go out in the street like you said, you had the guy with the end is near sign. Like I've seen those people outside of the gates of Disney World. I've seen those people. It's wild.
I believe it, yeah.
And I think the environment that the world is fostering, it could use a lot more. It could use a lot more hope. And I think a lot of people reach up and like kind of ask for that kind of support from God and from Jesus, and I think that's awesome. And if they believe that they need that support, then so be it.
Yeah.
But like there are people there that are agnostic, people that are like Islamic, Jewish, Christian. There's a whole variety of people.
Exactly.
You'll get thrown into life. But it's also Disney itself is a warped perspective of life, because a lot of people go there for a good reason. A lot of people aren't going there for a bad. It's not like the DMV. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's a constant show.
Exactly.
It's a constant party. And like sure there could be like some misinterpretations based off of like what it's like to be on that stage and to like kind of have this facade. But I ultimately think that job could definitely be benefited from like some sort of belief of any kind.
That's great. Yeah.
It's all about the mindset of the person. It's not just like the career makes you, you make the career.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like what you bring to it. And if that's Christianity, so be it. That's cool.
There's something one of my film professors said that has stuck with me this whole year so far.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of helped shape the documentary. He said, we don't need another Scorsese. We don't need another Nolan. We don't need put in whatever your favorite director is. We need a you. We need some.
Yeah,
We need what are you going to bring to the table
exactly.
that either hasn't been done or hasn't been done from your perspective.
Exactly.
That's what's going to stand you out.
That's why I like making music videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they made the song. How do I listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
What do I see? Who do I see?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's
When you brought up the guy on the bus,
yeah,
that that was a very interesting take because again, you're recognizing this is somebody with his own story, his own life, and
yeah,
you're trying to
exactly.
fill in the blank. But it doesn't matter what the actual answers are because that's storytelling. You're
Well,
picking. Well, I mean, it does, but like you're
the
picking
way I turned,
someone.
I kind of turned it into a game. I would
Yeah.
do it with a lot of people. I didn't just do it with that guy. I did it with some. There was like a couple fighting one time
Mm,
on the bus, very publicly loud,
of
and
course.
I was like, "Are we doing this? You know, it's 7 in the morning. Like, what are we doing?" Um, and I thought like, you know, hearing the content. I don't remember the exact thing they were fighting about. That'd be crazy if I did,
Yeah.
but I do think that that perspective was very, very needed.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
yeah, I got to live life out there. Yeah, sorry if I went way over
No, you're good. You're
time.
yeah, you're fine.
I talk a lot.
But you're thinking possibly going back and doing it again.
I would love to.
Mm-hmm.
I've texted a lot of people. Some of my old friends are going there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, interesting. I wonder if I could land something else. But like beyond working for the parks, Disney offers so much more. They
Mm-hmm.
offer like very hands-on direct internships
Yeah.
for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And the one I was interested in was sports commentating.
Mm-hmm.
They had like this not like a program for it. You could apply to be at an internship at the ESPN Wide World of Sports, and you could do that. Or like you could be a photographer there, or you could be a like production assistant. You
Yeah.
could be a lot. You could wear a lot of hats at Disney. There's a lot
Yeah.
of room for growth. I
It's
don't
a
know if you
huge
know
yeah.
how big
No,
the company
it's
truly
at
is.
this point it's almost a monopoly how much they're requiring. But yeah.
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 So yeah.
But yeah, they're good. There's a lot of really good answers. Yeah.
Thanks.
Um,
I was worried about the Christianity one because I didn't really know how to answer it. Like,
you,
what kind of answer you expected from me? It's like
it's
I'm not like a super
no,
religious
I know.
guy,
I mean, again,
but
the goal,
I still have a relationship with God.
yeah, well, I mean, and yeah, and at the end of the day, that was what I was trying to emphasize. The goal of questions like that is to not only, yes, open up that vulnerability to something that is more of a serious question, but it's also to truly get your story of it. It's not
Yeah.
important that that you frame it in some way, even if this wasn't an assignment. It's like never frame it because the host asking you the question wants to tell a specific story. No, tell your story. And if they're an honest host and they're not just gonna shape it into their own creation,
Well, okay,
that you know,
okay, I get it.
yeah,
I got it.
it's
I haven't really thought about it,
no, yeah,
and I was thinking about it since yesterday when you sent me the question. So I was kind of able to think about
yeah,
like the specific answers that God has given me.
yeah.
So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you don't have too much of a hard time editing
No,
this.
I've been getting better. I'm learning more and more on DaVinci, so it's been really like I have a whole routine for YouTube videos now. Like I know what I'm doing, what like graphics that I'm wanting to use, where to put
Cool.
music. I'm learning all of it. We're almost done with Arkham Origins. We're like on the final story mission, and then
Oh yeah.
I can just post a 100%. Here's all the stupid Riddler trophy, like all that crap. We're gonna complete all the side quests, and we're gonna do it in one big video. Cool, done.
Oh, for sure.
I want to try to like my goals with video games right now is hardest difficulty, and then platinum the entire thing, no matter how stupid the platinum is. Just
Yeah.
challenge myself.
Well, I do know some of the hardest platinum trophies are like a lot of old like there's an old COD game that's like really like notorious for
Mm-hmm.
having like a really hard. It's like it's Black Ops 3 because you have to do so much shit in the
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
campaign. Oh dear.
Um,
But that'd be interesting to see.
yeah, but right now we're doing Marvel's Spider-Man and then Batman Arkham because those two game franchises borrow. I mean, Spider-Man borrows off of Arkham a little bit. So I thought it'd be
Yeah.
a good compare contrast from the early 2010s to the 2020s and those particular in that market.
Why don't you do
Yeah.
why don't you do Ghost of Yota? And that game like just came out.
I know. Well, I'm playing it. I'm, I paused for this, but I'm planning on doing
Oh.
a Tsushima and Yote back to back platinum.
Oh. I I I just beat Ghost of Yota like
Mhm.
yesterday, and that story is so
I just
so
found
good.
out that the Kitsune
It's
was
so
the Shimasen
Oh yeah,
player. Yeah,
yeah.
that
Wow.
I was not expecting that. Like I heard.
I hate to like prepare you for this, but like there's a lot more coming.
Oh, I know. I looked at the
There's a
completion
lot
rate.
more
Like
coming.
I've been zigzagging across the maps, or across like the zones, just trying to complete as
Yeah.
much as possible. Except for Saito's mission, I haven't touched that yet.
Mhm.
I don't know what comes from that, so I'm not even gonna. I don't want to start that. I'm waiting to finish Kitsune and then I'll do that. But getting
Okay,
just
you encounter the Oni
Oni,
like
yeah,
multiple
Oni's
times.
dead.
You
Oni was
encounter
cool.
or no, not that guy. I meant Lord what's his name? Oh my god. What's the main guy for the
Lord
Yote
Saito.
6? Lord Saito, thank you.
Yeah.
You run into that guy 2 times. There's the first time at the very beginning, and then there's like the ending arc in chapter 3.
Yeah.
So
Have I
yeah.
even begun
You're
chapter
still
2? Am I still?
you're still in chapter 1.
Oh my goodness.
You're still in chapter 1.
Oh my gosh. It's
That's
been
wild.
and it's been a wild ride too. Like all the weapons are fun. The map is so immersive. Like I swear I'm at
Yeah.
like 30. I haven't checked the hours, but I imagine like 30, 35 hours. Like
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we're close. We're on the way. Like I want to platinum this first try, so I can map out how I want to record it. Because here's the thing
Yeah.
about Yotai, because of how they did the open world, I can almost script the episodes in and tell a specific story per episode to fit
Oh, yeah.
the story of the game. Since it's an open
Welcome
world,
back, chat. Today
yeah.
we're gonna be getting a shrine and then doing a side mission. We're gonna do a bounty in this hill.
The bounties
Sounds
are
crazy.
cool. I'm still trying to beat Takazo on the frickin' Mount Yote.
Welcome to my Dachi only gameplay.
I'm on lethal difficulty. So
Lethal?
yes, he's been kicking. I tried to like Dark Souls
I'm
the
on
guy,
hard.
just play him over and over and over again.
The game on hard. I didn't do lethal. I couldn't.
Lethal
never
with
do
lethal with the Oni was just evil because you don't have anything to counter the Odachi. So he's like swinging that thing at me. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think he has a lot of patterns. I remember when I was fighting him,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so he's doing this move that I just learned
Mhm.
how to do with the Odachi, so I can parry it like
Yeah.
this.
I like the fact that when you get to the Shinobi stuff later with
Oh, yeah.
like they start referencing the first game with the first Shinobi and you're like, huh? Mongols? Oh, I know who they're talking about. And it was already spoiled for me what's hiding in the bottom of the map, but I know we're getting his katana back.
I got him.
Which is
I got his old katana,
which
and
is
it's
exciting.
so funny
Mhm.
because like it plays a theme from the first game, and it's like, oh my god, I like heard it.
And, yeah.
I instantly recognized it. I was like, god damn it, because have you beat Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, the whole thing. Platinumed, done.
Oh my god, dude, what a game!
I know, and the Icky expansion too was amazing. Like,
Yeah, and like it's fun that they took the things that they expanded on with that expansion and they threw it. They're like, you know what, screw it, let's make a whole game.
yeah.
Make a whole game with these mechanics.
Well, and
Hell, we'll throw new mechanics at you.
and
too.
so many people are like bringing up controversy on Yotai, and it's like, dude, I don't care that it's a female or that it's not Jin. Like, sure, I want a sequel with Jin, but they also wrap Jin's story up like really well.
Well, how could you continue that?
Oh,
Like there wasn't Is there more Mongols to
Well,
fight?
no, I heard a take where somebody, because they've already in this game talked about the Shinobis, that he was the first. And you could almost tie the fact that a lot of like how these villains fight could be theoretically inspired by what he started. So I heard a take where they said that he would have started his own, or like either a league of his own, or that copycats were starting to rise out from what he did. And then maybe part of the game is taking out these copycats because of how dangerous like a villain could rise out of those tactics. Like if Jin Sakai was a bad guy fighting Japanese people, that'd be the premise. And then maybe in the very end, he realizes that there isn't evil. That he sees what Shimura was kind of afraid of from that side of how you fight.
Yeah, the Shogun.
Yeah. Plus, somebody was like, "Oh, it could be on Japan too," and I'm like, I don't think they're ready to even touch the mainland. Like these islands are big enough. Japan, oh, I don't even know how they would handle.
I mean, they have the island of Ezo. Yeah, that's like the upper part of the
very
archipelago
top.
that they got.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, but yeah. But thank you for doing this.
Of course, man.
Like, I've been
if you actually end up doing the program and like you actually like do go to Florida or California, there's programs for like there's nothing in Arizona, sadly. There is like the Disney store in Phoenix.
Yeah.
If you really want to work there, but like I doubt that.
The goal is that if I do go, I would try to do it next fall, just to graduate, save up money for the summers to take my car.
Well, if you do go there, my advice would be like, don't limit yourself, please, because I limited myself by not having a car. I limited myself by not like applying to a lot of things that I had access to apply to. I limited myself by kind of like sometimes I just phone it in.
Yeah.
You know, there were days where I'd wake up, I'd be sick, I'd be tired, I'd be like, I don't know. And then there's a lot of things. I know I've talked about a lot of the good of that job, but there's also a lot of bad. And like the ladder that you climb, like at least for like working in the parks, it's not very high.
Hey, anything beats Canes at this point. I'm so tired of it.
All right. Well, if you wanna go to Florida, recharge your soul, work with some fun people, have a fun time, then
yeah. In my head, it's like it opens up opportunities, and just the slightest chance that a job could spawn out of it, like that, it gives me hope. You know,
it's the right place for the good timing that you could occur. Or it's a good spot.
Yeah,
it's a good spot for you to get lucky, because like you are part of this entertainment conglomerate, and like sure, working in parks is different than like making the media that is directly inspiring the theme park. Like literally, like the media that is created is like reflected back from the park, and that's like why Galaxy's Edge is so cool. That's why like I don't know, I just love the aesthetic of Hollywood Studios. Like that is my favorite park of all time. And like I love it so much. Like look, hold on, let me get this. I have an old photo pass card with the studio tower on it.
I have a buddy right now that's going through the program right now.
Yeah.
And he's filled me in on his highs and lows, and he like of course he misses the band, you know, which is that's kind of his low, is like he loves what he's doing, but he's seeing the videos of what we're doing right now, what we're preparing for March Madness.
Yeah, right.
And he's just like, the music sounds the best. And to be fair, a lot of people have been saying that. They're right now the consensus is that this band is the best performing and sounding for the last like 8 years, at least. that people have
Okay.
remembered, which is really cool. Because again, doing this documentary, it's like I lucked out. Like I've been looking
Well,
back
yeah,
at the yeah.
you get to see all of it, and then you get to compile what you see as beautiful in this like part of your life.
Well, yeah.
And I remember I had to do that for pretty much my entire like high school year, which was me making the We Are Flowing Wells video.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I don't know if you wanted me to talk about that. I could, like, in a given answer, because that was like my first experience, like really directing.
Yeah.
Like I directed that short play for theater.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about those.
But I don't know if I would necessarily like. I don't know if that's like my best like directing work, mostly because all the feedback that I would give was honestly taken, and it was just like there wasn't much for me to do.
Well, it
Plus
also
the story.
It's an example of like you're directing a project that you did not create. That was
I had to make something original.
Yeah.
I had to spawn it out of my head.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I had to pick the music, pick the people, pick how you want it to be represented, because I had to have a relationship with the superintendent of the school. I had to be a direct link for how the school is viewed and represented. And like being in that room and like showing him the drafts and like making sure that it's good is like very important.
Well, in a lot of ways, that's what's going on with this one. Yeah, too.
Yeah, true. It's all about documenting.
Exactly.
And I think the video that I made as ultimately it's an ad. End of the day, it's an ad. It's like, why do you want to go to Flowing Wells? Why should I take my child to Flowing Wells High School? And like hearing that, like, you know, that sentiment echoed downward to me, like making the damn video.
Yeah.
It's very like, okay, so I need to be careful. I need to tread lightly on like who or what I choose to do.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I've had a little bit of that too. This with just like prior drama, it's like there are people that I want to interview who I knew that had really good stories to tell. But it's difficult because when you bring those people in, depending on what they were involved with, and if there is drama, it's like, well, you don't want that to be the center of what they talk about. But it was something that happened.
What do you mean?
Well, for instance, and this isn't, I can't post this clip, but I'll tell you, is we had a director who got fired. He was our past band director 2 years ago. He got fired. Yeah, he got fired for a bunch of other stuff.
You gotta talk about it.
But anyway, it's like when I'm doing the documentary, it sucks because he's the one that founded the band.
Right.
So like I had to talk to.
You're taking the heart out of the machine.
I had to talk to the dean. I had to talk to all kinds of different people to get that part of it approved. And all they said was, well, obviously, don't talk about what happened. Just be respectful. Mention what he did, how he created the band, the legacy he left off for our current director, and leave it at that. You know, no one's gonna poke. No one's gonna ask questions unless you leave them a thread.
Legacy.
Yeah, and legacy was the big part of there. At the end of the day, too, the cool thing about this doc is kind of how like the We Are Flowing Wells video is being used. You know, I mean, it's been a couple years, but like it was used.
They make one every year.
Exactly, but in that same vat, this is not just for YouTube. This is getting posted for the band. It'll be used by the band to attract people to it, which is great. Because for the first time in the history of this band, you'll be able to watch this, see the people that were involved with it, get to learn about the sections, what everything looks like, and you'll know what you're going into before you make the decision, which is amazing. Because as far as I know, not a lot of college like spirit teams do this anyway. And from my perspective, this is a very unique thing to do. If you play music, if you like this, or even if you just like performing, like theater, this was one of those things. It's like you can find a lot of really good things to do. And Nationals is something that extends to this. And even for the first time, the halftime band. We don't have a marching band. We don't have football. But the halftime band, that's going to be our big spectacle. that Nationals gets to help create when we come back in January. So it'll be cool. I'm excited to audition for it and get into it. But that's pretty much all I had for you tonight. Right. But yeah, I'll let you know if you are interested in doing any podcasts or anything.
Hey, I'm always down to make content in some capacity.
Yeah,
I've been working on projects. I got a lot of storyboards in a folder to my left here.
Yeah.
So I think a big takeaway from, if you want to have a nice conclusion.
Yeah.
A big takeaway that like Disney taught me was like, don't stop dreaming. Keep dreaming. Like, keep thinking that certain things could be possible. Because like, there are people that say that I can, and there are people that say that I can't. And it's hilarious because they're both right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think if I am able to see myself doing that well in that environment, and like, I already know that I did. Like, I had such an accolade of like having like a really high amount of like compliments. Like, not that like that's all that I was, but like it's definitely it's a reflection of what I did.
Yeah.
And I think that was really cool. So, don't stop dreaming. If you want to manifest something into your life, it is very achievable. And as long as you have the right mindset, and as long as you are driven enough, you could change the world.
Yeah. Well,
and that's beautiful.
Using dream is like the perfect thing. Disney.
Well, it partially, it's a little cheesy, but it's a little true.
No, it's very
and
much.
I think, like, I'm not the biggest Disney nerd. There are people that were like super into it, super obsessed, and they would like give you all these random Disney facts, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't need to know this.
Yeah, but
people are driven, and like, depending on where you point that passion, it could like, you could assemble something amazing. And like, being part of a big team and like being part of like this big conglomerate, it definitely was helped by like me having a background in film and having a background in theater.
Yeah.
Like, those aspects definitely like attuned me to do what I did and like do well enough to like want to go back.
Yeah.
And like realize like, oh wow, I did do that really well. I should keep going.
Yeah. So
I'm wrestling with that fact right now, and I'll let you know if I end up going back.
Cool.
So, yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad that I could help be represented.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. It's like, it's interesting to see you and get to talk to you because it's been a minute.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to reach out more. It's nice.
Don't be a stranger, man. I'm currently like, I don't have a job right now, so I'm kind of just floating. If you're in the dirty tea, let me know. All right. Take care.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
Thank you guys for watching. My name's Ethan Ashmore, and this was SavePoint. Have a wonderful night.